Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. We're jumping right into something today that is absolutely vital for your health, your family, and, let's be honest, your financial security, your Medicaid coverage. You know, applying for Medicaid can feel like this massive hurdle. But submitting that application is really just step one. Knowing exactly how to track your application status, that's the real key to securing peace of mind and getting access to the necessary healthcare services you deserve without just waiting around in the dark.
We all know healthcare is critical, right? But let's be real, waiting for a huge bureaucratic application to process can be incredibly anxiety-inducing. You're probably checking your mailbox every single day, wondering if your paperwork even made it to the right desk, or stressing that maybe you missed a crucial step somewhere. Well, it's completely normal to feel stressed out during this waiting period. But here's the good news. Taking control of the tracking process is the absolute fastest way to drop that anxiety. When you know exactly where to look and what to look for, you get the power back.
So you might be asking yourself right now, is my application actually lost in the void, or is it just processing normally? Honestly, that is the single most common question applicants have. Okay, let's dive into this. Our primary goal today is to completely demystify this whole application timeline and show you exactly how to find out the current status of your case in North Carolina.
To get us there, we've got a simple roadmap today. 1. Eligibility basics. 2. The application process. 3. Checking your status. 4. Troubleshooting delays. And finally, 5. Resources and next steps.
All right, Section 1. Eligibility basics. Who actually qualifies in North Carolina?
Thanks to the Affordable Care Act expansion, a huge new group qualifies now. Adults ages 19 to 64 with income up to 138% of the federal poverty level. Then, of course, we have the traditional categories that have always been a cornerstone of the program. That includes older adults, as well as individuals who are blind or disabled, who are often processed under what's called the MAABD category. If you fit into any of these groups, you're absolutely on the right track.
But what if my income is too high? That's a fantastic question. North Carolina is what's known as a medically needy state. So if your income exceeds the standard limit, you can actually still qualify through a spend-down pathway. In the state, they usually refer to this as meeting a deductible. Basically, you qualify by incurring medical expenses that add up to equal your excess income. So even if you thought, no way, I make too much, you might actually still be eligible depending on your actual healthcare costs.
Moving right along to Section 2, the application process, submitting your information.
You've got several really great options for getting your information into the system. You can apply online through the state's secure portal, which is called ePass. You can apply in person at your local county Department of Social Services, or DSS for short. You can do a phone interview with them, or just mail, email, fax, or simply drop off a paper application. You can even start the whole process at healthcare.gov. But here's an incredibly important structural fact from our sources. While the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services sets the statewide policy, it's actually the 100 individual local county DSS offices that handle the processing and make the real eligibility determinations. It's your local county caseworker who's actually reviewing your file.
Let's get into Section 3, checking your status, gaining control of your timeline.
45. So what does this number mean? Well, federal rules give states a standard maximum of 45 days to decide most Medicaid applications. Just knowing this helps set some realistic expectations right out of the gate. If it's only been, say, 2 weeks, your application is very likely still just sitting in the standard processing queue at your county office.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how that timeline shifts for specific applicants. That standard processing window actually stretches out to 90 days when your eligibility relies on a disability determination. And that makes total sense, right? Verifying disability status requires extra medical reviews, so the system is legally granted twice as much time to process those specific cases. So while you're waiting out those 45 or 90 days, how do you actually track your progress? Well, the absolute fastest, most efficient way is the digital route. Step 1, navigate to epass.nc.gov. Step 2, log in using your secure NC ID. That's the user ID you set up to access North Carolina government programs. And Step 3, just view your dashboard. If you have what the state calls an enhanced ePass account, your dashboard literally interfaces with the state's processing systems to give you real-time case details and your current application status. It's super handy. Let's quickly compare your two primary tools for checking your status. On one side, we've got the ePass online portal. It's 24/7 self-service, meaning you can check your status instantly at 2 in the morning if you want to, and you can securely upload any requested documents right into your case file.
On the flip side, we have your local DSS office. This gives you direct human interaction, which is fantastic if your case is a little complex, but it requires calling or visiting during regular business hours and, often involves waiting on hold or sitting in a lobby. Really, just choose the tool that best fits your immediate needs and your internet access.
Now, if you ever get completely stuck, you need a solid lifeline. I want you to literally pause this explainer right now and save this phone number, 1-888-245-0179. That's the official NC Medicaid contact center. They're specifically dedicated to helping out with general questions. They can even guide you if you aren't sure which local county office actually holds your file, or if you're just having a hard time navigating those digital systems.
Let's move into Section 4, Troubleshooting Delays, Resolving Common Issues.
Why is my application delayed? It is incredibly frustrating to have to ask this question. But let me reassure you right now, there are very common, highly fixable reasons for a holdup. A delay absolutely does not automatically mean a denial. Usually it just means the county needs a tiny bit more information from you to, finish their math. According to the source material, missing verification documents are the #1 cause of delays. The county might just need your latest income statements or some bank records. Also, for those applying for long-term care, there's a strict 60-month financial look-back period. If there are incomplete verifications of your asset transfers over those 5 years, it will definitely stall the process. Another really common delay? Simply waiting on a pending state disability decision. Look, the absolute most important thing you can do is respond immediately to any mail or digital request you get from your local DSS office. Give them the paperwork they're asking for as fast as humanly possible.
Which brings us to Section 5, Resources and Next Steps, Where to Get Help.
So the crucial point is this. Keep these two main avenues front and center. The ePass portal at epass.nc.gov and the NC Medicaid Contact Center at 1-888-245-0179. These are your primary everyday tools for status checks, document uploads, and just getting issues resolved. If you master these two resources, you're going to stay completely on top of your application. But what happens if you check your status and the application has actually been denied? Well, you have rights. Recipient fair hearing appeals of terminations and denials are managed by the North Carolina Office of Administrative Hearings. You can reach them at 984-236-1850. Of course, your local county DSS caseworker is still your direct point of contact for the really specific details of your file. Oh, and for any medical professionals watching this explainer, just know that the Provider Ombudsman exists specifically to handle provider-to-health plan concerns. Real quick, before we wrap up, I need to share this disclaimer. The information we've gone over today is accurate based on the sources available up through August 2026. Medicaid rules, poverty level thresholds, and these digital portals do occasionally change, so you should always verify the latest details with current state resources and the NCDHS website, because policies and systems are continually evolving. Which brings us to our final thought. Now that you understand the timelines, the big difference between the state and the county offices, and the real power of the ePass portal, will you let a pending status leave you in the dark, or will you take charge of your healthcare journey today? You've got the tools, you have the phone numbers, and you have the knowledge to get the exact answers you need. Log in, make the call, and secure the coverage you deserve. Keep learning, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next explainer.